This is a review video for calibrating the Catalyst LTLF system. It is important to remember chemical safety when doing a calibration. Employees should always wear protective equipment when dealing with chemicals, including doing a calibration. As a reminder, calibration on this system is done on a per chemical basis, and there are two ways to calibrate this system: using the flow meter, or doing a time-based calibration. To calibrate using the flow meter, first disable the system by pressing the ENT and NO keys at the same time. Then, open the valves at the beginning and end of the calibration line, and place a graduated cylinder beneath it. Flush the system, then empty and dry the cylinder. Next, enter the level 7 password. Press the 4 key for 4 equals calib. Then, press the 1 key for 1 equals calibrate chems. Then, use the arrow keys to scroll to desired chemical, and press ENT to select. And now, you press the 1 key for 1 equals flow sensor calibrations to calibrate using the flow sensor. Hold the yes key down to dispense the chemical, and release it to stop pumping. Note, the yes key must be continuously held down for accurate calibration. It is suggested to dispense close to the typical injection size for that chemical, though the dispensed amount should not be less than 200 ml or more than 1800 ml. Make sure to close the valve at the end of the calibration line, and then place the graduated cylinder on a level surface to accurately read the amount of chemical, being sure to measure the volume of the chemical and not the foam. After you've measured the chemical, press the ENT key to accept the counts. Press the CLR key to clear the suggested amount automatically displayed and enter in the new amount to the tenths place, then, press the ENT key to accept the new amount. Be sure to press 1 to store the calibration as the initial calibration. This is important. If it is not done, the calibration will be lost. The controller will then return to the calibration menu. After, make sure to open the valve at the end of the calibration line, then flush the system for about 15 seconds, and close both valves on the calibration line. Now, you are done calibrating that specific chemical. Repeat as needed for all other chemicals. After you are done calibrating, don't forget to enable the system, by holding down the ENT key and then pressing the yes key, to resume normal operations. Due to certain circumstances, like if the chemical does not have a consistent flow through the meter, or has gas in it, it may be beneficial to calibrate the chemicals based on time rather than flow meter input. To calibrate the chemicals without the flow meter, you use a similar method. But when you are selecting a calibration method, now you press the 2 key for 2 equals time-based calibrations to calibrate without using the flow sensor. It is important to note that for time-based calibration, the system will now dispense that particular chemical without reference from the flow meter. There is also no need to change the programming on the machines or interface. The system will start doing time-based delivery for the specific chemical calibrated by turning on the pump for a specified time. Caution: if there is no flow or lack of product, the system will not alarm. Some common calibration errors are: 0 cannot be entered in for a calibration. If no counts or low counts, less than 1 per second, are detected, the system will alarm with a minimum frequency error. If this occurs, press the no key to exit and check the flow rate as well as the response from the flow meter. Make sure the gears are not jammed and the meter is counting up during the calibration. If the error was not described, contact Softrol Systems at 770-974-2700 for further assistance. To check the calibration, do not use the calibration routine or the calibration will be altered. Instead, program a calibration test formula. Remember, these formulas should correspond to the chemical number. For example, formula number 1 checks chemical number 1, and if chemical number 1 is alkali, formula number 1 should be called check alkali, and will dispense the requested amount of alkali. To get the percent error, subtract the experimental or received amount from the expected or desired amount, divide this number by the expected amount and then multiply by 100. If the percent error is outside the range of tolerance, then recalibrate the system. This concludes the calibration video for the Catalyst LTLF system. Thank you for choosing Softrol systems.